Your job is to excel exponentially. Hello, Chef Marcus Guiliano here. Let's talk business. Today's mission is business. I am your chef on a mission and business. We're rolling into 2018. A lot of businesses want to do better this year. It's a time of the year where people are going to say, I have goals, I have ambitions, I have new records to break, I want to kick butt in my business. So I'm reading this book, Anticipatory Organization. And there's a lot of books that have been written on anticipating what's next in the market. Like, Blockbuster is dead, Netflix is thriving. Now, Blockbuster could have easily done what Netflix was doing. While Blockbuster was sitting there investing in new locations, they could have actually been investing in an infrastructure to get books, to get DVDs into the market. Instead of people walking in. Now, one of Blockbuster's biggest failures was, late fees. People hate late fees. Netflix, no late fee. You're paying a monthly fee. You have the DVD at the time, and I think they still do send out DVDs. You have the DVD at the time. There's no late fee because you're already paying them your monthly fee. You send it in, you get another one. Simple as that. Super simple. So that revolutionized. Imagine if Blockbuster would have gone to a system like that. Bookstores are dying. People want to download a book instantly. I used to go to bookstores and buy audio tapes. I don't buy audio tapes anymore. I buy audio books on file. I download them. I have the book instantly. I actually belong to Audible, which means every month I get a book. Plain and simple, I get a book, and usually every month I buy another book because I love listening. I love listening to books. So Anticipatory Organization, which I just got from Audible. I'm not sure the author's name, I apologize. But there's a lot of books on how certain businesses revolutionized their industry. Tesla. Elon Musk hired 0 people from Detroit. Nobody on his team was from Detroit because he didn't want anybody there telling him this is what you can't do. In Detroit, they knew their limitations. You had people with experience, and they knew what they could and couldn't do. He wanted people that had no car experience to look totally outside the box. And a lot of times that's what it takes. People with no experience in that industry to look at the industry and say, this is what we need to do. This is how we're moving forward. And I have not been in that situation where I know this is something you don't do, you can't do. I opened my restaurant in 2003. I was a great chef, a good chef. I was a good business person, but I was still naive. I was 30 years old, 31 years old. And I was still naive about business. And I said at 30 years old, I'm a great chef. People are going to come travel to eat my food, and I can open my restaurant anywhere. Well, I did that, and 14, 15 years later, we're still in business. We're doing better than ever. However, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. So, which is why you might want to read my book, 50 Mistakes That Business Owners Make, or get to the website, 50 Mistakes That Business, 50mistakes.com. So I made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. But here's one of the biggest mistakes that the author of Anticipatory Organization says. Do not copycat. Do not copycat any other businesses. So if you're a restaurant, do not look across the street and copy their beer menu. Do not copy their beer dinners. Do not copy what they're doing, because you're only, at that point, the author says, you're only keeping up. You're only keeping up, and your job is not to keep up. Your job is to anticipate and move ahead in the industry that you're in. Your job is to excel exponentially, hopefully. And by copying somebody, that's not getting you anywhere. It's barely making you keep up with people that are just, I don't want to say leading the industry, but you're copying people that you're just going to be in the industry. You might be towards the top, but you're just in the industry. To be an industry leader, I started doing organic food 18 years ago. Nobody was doing organic food. People look at me as the leader of organic, leader of farm to table, because I've been in it so long, and I've been preaching it so long. I started learning about sustainable seafood in 1998. 1999 was when I was dedicated my chef career to sustainable seafood. Other chefs say, oh, I have one sustainable seafood on the menu, this and that. I was out there, I was pioneering, I was at the farmers markets in 1999, standing, getting petitions to label GMOs in our food supply. That was way ahead of the curve, folks. I was anticipating the organic boom, and that's exactly what's happened. The organic boom is here, so I'm considered an authority in organic whole food cooking, especially here in the Hudson Valley. So, anticipatory organization, do not copy. And of course, there were people back in 1998 doing what I was embarking on doing back then, but it was so far in between. It was way before the wave, and I got to tell you, I still think the wave on organic is still not full hit yet. The organic industry keeps growing by leaps and bounds. The wave is here. The wave is something I'm riding right now, but I still think it's a strong wave, and there's a lot of room for growth. But really, what's the next forefront on restaurants? What's the next forefront on your business? I did something this last year where I took 20 guests to Italy, and they visited the vineyard. I took them on the vineyards that I personally buy from, the vineyards that I have relationships with. And I got to tell you, it was met by overwhelming response. So, of course, how about a restaurant that takes you to your food supply, that takes you, educates you, shows you, and takes you to the source of your food supply? That's what I'm looking at right now as far as growing my business in 2018. How can I get people that trust me? And I have people on Facebook and Instagram right now using hashtags. I trust Aroma Time, know your food at Aroma Time. Hashtag, these are all hashtags they're using. So I'm like, wow, that's really cool that people trust me. Will they'll travel with me and will they go with me? So how can I leverage that fact in my business? I don't know many restaurants that actually do something on that level. Of course, yeah, there are, I'm sure, one or two out there that exists, but I think that's the next wave. People want to know where their food comes from. I'm going to take them and show them where their food comes from. I'm going to show them how their wine's produced. I'm going to show them the people who mine their salt. I'm going to show them the people that produce the food that they're concerned about putting into their body, and the food that is has an impact on our environment. So, anticipate what's next in your organization. Copying's only going to keep you at a standard pace. You want exponential growth. You want anticipate. You want to lead the market. You want to be an expert. You want to grow your business. Get out there and don't copy.